I want to welcome you to further discussion. Thank you very much for showing the interest to listen to this topic. I'm sure it will give you some perspective, and I want you to congratulate you. Congratulate you. You congratulate yourself. Okay, you had a dream of becoming a doctor, and you gave your time, nearly 2 years, or maybe some people had spent more than 2 years to really try for the NEET examination. So you actually tried, all right? At least you tried. There are some people who just dream, but they never take even the initiative also. You have tried. Congratulations. No matter what was the outcome, you at least tried for it. So be proud of yourself. Be proud. Okay. All right. You have written the examination. Take pride in it that at least you tried for it. Now the question is, what next? Okay. When it comes to what next, there are certain set of people who are absolutely passionate about what they want to do. Absolutely passionate. They have burning desire, they say. Okay. They have decided that they have to become a doctor. Okay. It's a noblest cause and they have decided. For such people, there's nothing I can do. Okay. Just follow your passion. There is no need of suggestion. There is no need of discussion. There is no need of explanation. You don't need the seminar. You're already there with it. Okay. Just go for it. If you have the passion to do something, follow your passion. Following passion will not require any logic. Just make it happen. That's all. For such people, there is no discussion. All the best. Do your best and hope that you will become what you really wish to do. For the remaining people, okay, those who are not having a burning desire, that's where the dilemma comes. They really want to do, but they are not like really committed to it. So they are a bit dilemma. Maybe because of the self doubt, maybe because of other factors, but they are not very sure. For such people, maybe this particular interaction will help. That's where I need to give some logic, explanation, why you should do this way, what are the way, what is the thought process. Okay. What I understand with my experience with the students is that almost 95% of the students will be in the second category, dilemma category. Very few are there who are like very driven, they're into it completely, no doubt at all. They have to do it. Such kind of people are very less in number. Majority of the people would be in a dilemma, always having the self doubt. Okay, they need to get back to somebody, get mentored to show the direction and so on. Okay, I'm not saying that being in a dilemma is something negative or something, but that actually is a cause of lot of confusion and lot of time waste. Everything will come because of the dilemma. Indecision is a very dangerous thing. Okay, but anyway, let's move on further. What next? So whenever you go for decision making process, right, when you are trying to do something deciding, usually you do a lot of petty tasks in daily life. Petty tasks meaning every day you do what dress to wear today, you need to decide. All right. What food to have it today, right? Whether you want to take bath or not today in the morning. Those are all simple decisions. They're not going to decide your future. They're not very seriously consequential. Okay, even if it goes wrong, also it doesn't matter. Under such scenario, you can simply go with the intuition. They say, just go with the flow. That's it. Intuition, heuristics. They say that's a scientific word. You go with heuristically and then do it. There you don't have to break your head for everything. That is not at all logical. But then there are certain tasks which are very, very important, life deciding tasks. The impact of those tasks is enormous on your future. All right. Such tasks, when you are going for, right, then people generally suggest that you should not go with heuristics. You should not go with your intuition. That's where you need to take help, right? That's where you need to do a lot of rigorous analysis, suggestions from various people, suggestions from the experts, all right, and then use it with your own expertise and then go for the decision. Now, repeating or not repeating for 2021 is a big deal. It's a big deal. Okay. It's not an easy thing. So definitely you cannot go like intuitively. I feel I do it, otherwise I don't do it. No, you cannot do it. You need a logical process. Some suggestion is required. Some mentoring is required. Some counseling is required. Some soul searching is required from your side also. Then you decide whether to go for repeating once again or not. Okay. So this is something that definitely needs some support and some rigorous process to follow. Right now, Right now, yeah, I'll come back to that. Manoj Kumar is asking one question. Manoj Kumar is saying, sir, is it possible to complete 2 year syllabus in 6 months? Okay, I'll come back to that, Manoj. Let me complete a little bit, and after that, I'll get back to you. So, what is going on in your mind when I talk to students, right? When I talk to students, what I get? There are two category of students. Okay, there is one category of student they want to repeat. They have decided to repeat. If I ask you why you want to repeat, they'll give so many reasons like this. Sir, it's only going to be 6 months, 7 months, or maybe hardly 8 months. We don't know how much time. It won't be like 1 year anyway. So since it is 7 months only, I think it is not difficult to maintain the focus throughout. And also because of the COVID effect, they will reduce the syllabus. Obviously, in NEET 2021 syllabus will be reduced maybe 30%, whatever it is. So that means I need to prepare lesser, and so there is a good chance of getting a good rank in NEET 2021. So that way I'll be able to fulfill my childhood dream. This is an option for me, opportunity for me. It's if it is an usual scenario, I may not be that much likely, but now I may have a better chance. That's why I want to repeat. That is one kind of thought process students will have. There is another kind of thought process. Some people say they don't want to repeat. The reasoning that they give is somewhat similar to what Manoj Kumar is talking about. Last 2 years, 3 years, or I don't know how many years I've been preparing for NEET examination, and yet I could not do well in 2020. Just maybe 7 months or 8 months, whatever time I have. What else can I do? What is that I'm able to do much more than that? Okay, that is one doubt. If I could not do this in 2 years or 3 years, what can I do in just 7 months? Okay, that is one first task the students will have. And that too, immediately you're not going to have offline classes. It is going to be online classes only again. And we don't know. There is a lot of dilemma about our uncertainty, our lack of clarity as to when they are going to start offline classes, whether the offline classes will actually be happening or not. All right, that means I'm going to stay at home. My performance went down in 2020 because of this online classes. Again, I'm going to continue with online classes. What is going to be the difference then? Can I control my distractions? If I'm at home, there is a lot of distraction from social media. All right, a lot of distraction. It is impossible for me to deal with focusing it. Okay, so there is one more question. I think Pavan Chari is asking, sir, what about physics? Yeah, obviously physics will be there. See, physics is my favorite subject, is it? No, no, physics will not be favorite subject, I know. Physics is like a nightmarish for me. Again, I have to go through nightmare. Is it reasonable? Somehow I got over it. I don't want to go into that demon once again. Right? Those kind of, I mean, I just wrote few list of the things. Obviously, you might have more concerns like this, but the students have this kind of thought process. In fact, same student might have two different thought process depending on his mindset. When he or she is in positive frame of mind, they will think in first category. If they are in the negative frame of mind, the next day they will think in second category. That's why this confusion comes. Sometimes it looks correct. This is where the dilemma comes from. Dilemma comes when you have two options, both options are looking almost equally good or equally bad, then it is difficult to decide. No? If one option is seeming to be really good compared to the other option, there is no dilemma at all. You can obviously go for it. All right. Okay, let's move on. So this is the dilemma. This is your mindset. This is your mindset. Now, what to do? What is my suggestion? What is that I have to explain to you? What is that my input to you? So what is that my input is that, see, I can only guide you, I can only suggest you, but finally you have to do a bulk of the task here. You need to do self-evaluation. I'll give you a framework today. a method, a scientific framework which helps you to decide on your own. If you follow the procedure very seriously, it will give you clarity on your own. You will get the clarity. I don't have to tell. It is my objective is that you realize your decision, which is correct to go for it. That is what my objective is. I'd like to do you that kind of a driving kind of a work here. It is not that I will decide that you should do this or not. I'll make you realize, I'll give you a framework. If you follow that very seriously, you will realize that what is correct for me, automatically you can go for it. All right. So let's start my suggestions. First suggestion is, first thing is, there are three stages here in self-evaluation. I'm taking three stages in self-evaluation. In that first stage is checking your emotional fitness. Emotional fitness is the first criteria based on which you need to decide to go for long term or not. Am I fit enough emotionally, not physically? Of course, physical fitness is also important, but here emotional fitness is more important. So, what is the pain and what is the gain? Pain gain analysis, they say, suppose if I repeat, maybe all of you, please take out paper. Please take out a paper. I request you to take out a paper and imagine that you are repeating. Imagine that you are repeating. Okay. Then what will be the gains? What is the benefit? Focus on only benefits. Don't think about the negatives. Just only positives. If I repeat now, what could be the benefits I get? Can you please write down quickly? Write down quickly. I'll give you 2 minutes to write down the benefits. If I go for repetition, what are the benefits I might have? Some of them are obvious, some of them are not so obvious. Quickly write down on a piece of paper. Some 4, 5, 6, whatever it is. Only gains. Don't think about the pains, okay? Only gains. Only gains, let us focus first. Okay, good. Let's stop here. So Manoj Kumar actually has typed it, few of his ideas of what are the gains. I do become a doctor, and then there is a respect. There is a lot of respect in my family, and my parents would be really proud. Okay, and some of my colleagues or my cousins, my family members, whoever is there, who are aspiring to become doctors, I will be a motivation to them. These are all the positives he's saying. That's good. So Manoj, you don't have to be sorry. I'm very happy that you responded and good, really motivating responses you had given. Some of the responses I do get from the students, I'll just write here. Obviously, score will increase. Obviously, if I spend one more time, score will increase and eventually rank will increase. Doctor, I'll become. And suppose if I don't repeat and I want to go for management quota or something like that, right? Then I need to pay huge. My parents have to pay huge amount of money that I can avoid now. I can reduce the burden on my parents. Okay. So this is a few things, and some of the things Manoj has helped me to write down. Okay. All right. Keep that aside now. Keep that aside now. Focus on only pains. If I repeat, what are the pains? Write down now. If I repeat, what are the pains? Start now. Please remember, our mind is not good in memorizing things. Our mind is actually a creative thing. You write the things on the paper and then make it creative culmination of those things through your thought process. That is important. Okay? Yeah, please write down the pains. 2 minutes to you. If you repeat, what are the pains? What are the problems? What are the concerns you might have? What is that you need to go through? Why are you hesitant? Obviously, if you are hesitant, there is something, right? List them down. Don't keep it in your mind. Your mind is not good in storing things, especially emotional things. Place it on a paper, no? That will reduce a lot of burden on your brain. Emotional things, whatever is there, especially if they are bearing pain, right? Burden. Those things you should not keep them in the mind. Write it on a paper. That's why we have diaries and all, right? Daily you write and so on. The idea is to transfer your burden on the brain onto the paper. You get a lot of relief that way. What is that is you are hesitant of repeating? What are the problems you might face? What are the concerns? What are the apprehensions? Write down. Right. Some of the points I got here also. Very happy for your active participation. So one student has written, sir, I need to cope up with the insults. My seniors, my family member, my relatives. What happened to you? Why didn't you get this? Again, you are trying. Is it worth us? So there are a lot of negative talks that happen around. And again, my friends who are successful, if they go to join in other medical colleges, all right, they'll be enjoying there. And again, we meet each other through social media anyway. And it's really painful. It's going to be draining on us, emotional training. All right. And then insults will be there. And there is one, Gopi Chand says, um, now time is less. I don't know if I will be really successful this time. What if I am not successful again? Because the time is less. Again, I have to go through the same grind. It is so tiresome, so tiring, right? It is exhausting, no? The preparation is not going to be easy. It's really exhausting. Going back to exhausting tasks, you will not like it anyway. All right. What if I don't get a deserved thing, right? That is going to be your negative thoughts. Very good. Very nice. Excellent. Now, I want you to do one thing. Those who are listed down, I hope that all of you are listing down. You do one thing. Choose single most important gain and pain. Single most important gain and single most important pain out of the thing that you have listed. Single most important gain. Don't keep your mind cluttered with so many things. Many things are irrelevant for us, not so important. What is the most important gain for you? And what is the most important pain for you? Most important pain and most important gain. That's all. Remaining things are secondary. Don't focus too many things. Focus on the most important things. When you are focusing on most important things, you need to focus on it, keeping long-term perspective in view. Imagine that you are gone into, now it is to 2020, right? You are in 2030 now. 10 years later, imagine that you are 10 years ahead. There you are sitting with your friends, your family members. Maybe you are married by that time. All right. Imagine that you are in that position. Maybe 15 years later, you are talking to your children, maybe your families and your friends' families meet together. That time, keeping that long time in perspective, think what is the most important gain that you might get and what is the most important pain that you might have. See, if you look at it in long term perspective, right, many things become immaterial. When you see in a very short term perspective, certain things look so daunting, so cumbersome, so painful, so overwhelming. But when you see them in a long term perspective, 20 years down the line, do they really matter? How much do they matter? Okay. What is going to be mattering me a lot out of these, whatever I had written? Most importantly, what are the most important pain? What is the most important gain now I get if I repeat it now? Keeping 20 years down the line, not now, keeping 20 years down the line. You do this activity. I hope that you are doing it. Those who are not doing it, again, repeat it also, if not now. But if you can do it now, it will be really helpful for you. Okay. So I hope that you are following. Similarly, you do the same thing if you don't repeat. If you don't repeat, you do the same thing. If you don't repeat, what is the gain you have? If you don't repeat, what is the gain you will have? Only gain, you write it. Only gain. First, focus only on gains. If I don't repeat, what are the gains that I have? Write it on a paper. Don't keep them in your mind. That is the most problematic situation. Dilemma comes because you are trying to keep everything in your mind, solve it everything in your mind. Place it on a piece of paper, lot of things will get clarity. Okay. So write down, if you are not repeating, what are the gains you get? What are the gains? Write down. Let them random. Need not be very systematic also. See, your thought process will not be systematic. If you think naturally, right? Your natural thought process will not be very systematic. It will be random. Let it be random, okay? No one is seeing what you have written there. It is for yourself only, for your self-evaluation. It is not for somebody else. So keep it to yourself. You don't have to show it to anybody, but write down. Write down what are the gains you have. Be true to yourself. It is not for somebody else. It is for your own sake. Okay? Generally, many things what happens is we do it for others' sake. When you do it for others' sake, it will always look artificial only. You do it yourself. What are the true gains that you get personally, and what are the two pains that you get personally if I don't repeat? So some of the things when I spoke to the students, they had given some of them. I write it down here. I'll just put them down here. So 1 year will be saved for me. Again, I don't have to go through that struggle. Physics phobia. Again, I don't have to face physics. Again, I don't have to face studying 9 hours a day or 10 hours a day. Enough of it. Anyway, my parents are rich, I can buy the seats. Okay. And again, just because I join MBBS, it's not necessary that I should go for doctor only, MBBS only. By PC, there are so many opportunities. Lot of options are there. More options than engineering graduates, right? And my friends will be enjoying college life. I also will have a chance to enjoy my college life, right? While my friends are enjoying out there, it will be very pathetic for me to sit here and getting tortured. So I enjoy my life also. I'll get 1 year enjoyment in my life. Okay. These are the gains that I have. And some of them might be there from your point of view also. Okay. And similarly, what are the losses that you may have? If you have, what are the losses? I have written some of them. Definitely you need to do this exercise so that it will help you. Okay. What are the losses that you may have? I had written few of them. You might have more than that also. Okay. But anyway, I cannot become a doctor. Maybe I'm okay right now, but later on in future I might feel repenting. Maybe slight pain in my heart there later. It may not be a serious pain, but it will be a like nagging pain after 10 years, 20 years, when I meet my friends who are successful. But maybe I would have become a businessman, or maybe I would earn more than them. I would have become much more richer than them, but I'm not a doctor. My friends are doctor. Had I done that, maybe it would have been better. So a little nagging pain might be there. And even if you become a doctor now, if you're becoming doctor not through a good rank, then it is not going to be your credit, and you know it within yourself. Okay. All right. So this is another thing. Of course, I had written few things. I'm sure you will have more also. You can add yours also. So my idea is you need to do an activity this. Actively participate. Okay. And write down things. First put them on the paper. Everything that comes to your mind, put them. Don't think it is nonsensical, illogical, it doesn't look good. What if other people looks at it? Don't think about it. Whatever comes to your mind, just write down everything that comes until your mind is drained out completely. Okay. Write everything that comes to your mind. First write down whatever. See, if you don't write it down, right, it will be there as a clutter in your mind. So drain out the mind from all the clutter by transferring that to the paper. That is my suggestion. Then again you will be analyzing. Choose the single most important gain that get if I don't repeat. Choose the single most important pain I might have if I don't repeat. Single, only one. Finally, you write down everything on the paper, but identify the most important thing. Again, look at it from the long-term perspective. Long-term perspective meaning 20 years down the line. If I look at this chart, what do I think I will be having most gain or most pain in it? So this is the self-evaluation stage. If you do the self-evaluation stage right completely, then it will be like most of the things will be clear to you. This is emotional fitness. Emotional fitness is ability to manage your emotions. It's not that you will not have emotions. You're all human being, right? Every human being will have emotions. You will have uncertainties, you will have fears, you will have apprehensions. But how do you manage it? How good are you in managing it? This is an activity, this is exercise, which will help you do it, managing your emotions later on in your life also. Write down everything in a piece of paper. Focus on the most important thing, keeping long-term perspective. Then everything will become clear. Don't keep everything in your mind. Okay, that is the first stage that you need to focus on. So due to want of time, I have to go for the next stage now. Please do this activity for yourself later also at least. But I'm giving the work here. Those who are doing now itself, they'll get a lot of benefit now. Let's go to the stage 2. Let's go to stage 2 now. Evaluation stage 2. I hope that you're all following. Okay, some of the messages I have received here, they are really heart touching. I really feel so good about you guys. All right. See, first of all, becoming a doctor itself is willing to become a doctor itself is a noble cause. I really have to appreciate the kind of messages I'm seeing here. They are really heart touching. I don't want to spell out your names because it has to be secret. Okay. Let it be secret only. Yeah, you are just expressing yourself not for others but for yourself. But I'm reading it. I feel really good about it. So let's go back to the second stage, stage 2. Stage 2 is reality check. You have done the emotional fitness test. Okay. The second one is reality check. Just because you have ambition, that doesn't mean that you can do everything. You can do everything provided you do what is required. Okay. So for that, you need to do reality check. For reality check, right? First thing that you need to do is you need to do a deep analysis of what has happened last year. A serious analysis, realistic analysis, not for somebody else, but for yourself. A deep analysis, serious deep analysis. This is for yourself, it is not for others. You need to sit yourself alone, isolated, think about yourself. It is internal analysis. What was that had a mistake? What did I do improper way because of which I did not reach what I needed to reach? What is that made me go in a different way? What are the mistakes that I had committed, either knowingly or not knowingly? What are the mistakes that had happened? Maybe that it's not that you have done it. Maybe nature happened, or maybe some circumstances had like that. So what are the things that didn't go well because of which you are not able to reach your goal? So first you do your internal checking, then you talk to your friends. Closest friends will tell you exactly what is your mistake, what are your weaknesses, why it went like that. Closest friends will be very frank to you. Closest friends, they'll know exactly everything about you in and out. So they'll be able to tell you what are your mistakes that has happened because of which you are not able to reach your dream this year. Okay, that's a list of mistakes you need to write down once. In our college, if you guys come to here, if there is any possibility of interacting with our guys, we have a separate analysis process. What we do is we'll do this what why analysis. So what we do is we'll ask you to take out question paper 2020 that you had written, and you are supposed to analyze each and every question, why you did, why you could not do it. Okay. So for example, there was a physics question. For example, I'm a physics teacher, so I talk in terms of physics. There was a physics question, imagine you couldn't do. So first question I'll ask as a mentor, why didn't you do it? Then you say that, okay sir, actually I forgot the formula, I couldn't recall the formula, so I couldn't do it. Okay, then I'll ask second why again, why did you forget the formula? Okay, why did you forget the formula? That's going to be next why. So first question is why did you miss the question? Then you say I forgot the formula. Then the second question I say, why did you why did you forget the formula? Then you become little more conscious. Why did I forget the formula? Actually, I didn't give that much importance to that formula. I didn't do enough practice on it. I don't remember the conditions and all that. So I didn't do practice on that particular formula, you will say. Then again, I'll ask you, why didn't you practice on the formula? That is going to be third why. So we do that deep analysis. Why didn't you practice on that formula? Then you will say, sir, actually I'm not very good in physics. I have a phobia in physics, so I thought there is no point in spending time on physics during practice time. Most of the time that was supposed to be allocated to physics also, I spent in other subjects, biology. So I didn't give much time, or even in the class also, I didn't give that much thought. So I was just sitting there like that. You tell. So then I'll ask you, okay, three whys I asked you. Then I asked you, what should have you been doing it? What you could have done to do this problem? What could you have been doing it last year so that you could have done this question in the examination? Then you will say, oh yeah, yeah. So I could have done this. Then because of this, maybe I should have spent this much time on physics every day. Some logic comes. So that's what you should have missed it. That analysis we will do, deep analysis we say. Three whys and one what. So if you guys are interested, you can come to us maybe, or otherwise you speak to our mentors, they'll like, help you out. Otherwise you can do it yourself also. First of all, you list out all the mistakes. Why did I not get it? Why did I miss it this year? So you need to do that by using 2020 paper, neat paper. Write down in neat paper completely, then you will get the complete analysis. After that, you will know it. What is the likely score you will get NEET 2020? Sorry, NEET 2020, it should have been 2020. What was the likely score that you might get in 2020? I think I missed the spelling there. Okay, 2020. You know how many marks you are getting by now. All right. And you also must know in 7 months, it is not that you will increase the marks by 500 marks. Suppose you got, let us say, 150 marks now. You cannot get 500 plus marks. That's not, I mean, I don't say it is impossible, but it's not very likely. You cannot get 500 marks in 7 months or 8 months. That's not practically possible. That's a very, very rare situation. I don't say it is impossible. Usually, in our college, on an average, if a student repeats with us, we see that on an average, 150 marks will be increased in a regular long-term process. There are some students who got increased by 250 marks also. There are some students, those who are not able to follow the program, their marks increased by 100 marks or something like that. But in general, on an average, when I look at it, in our long-term program, students increase the marks nearly by 150, 180. This time paper was easy, so they increased marks by 180 marks like that. But last year and last year, 150, 150, 160 in that range, they are able to increase the marks. Then you need to check whether that marks will be enough or not. How much can you grow, and will that be enough for you to get a rank? All right. And first of all, most importantly, please listen to me once again. Listen to me. Are you ready to give one more try? Suppose you are not able to get enough marks in 2021. Are you ready to give one more try also? Are you mentally prepared now itself? That also you need to think. Suppose you are at 450 or maybe 500, 450 in that range. Now, probably this year you will clear it anyway. One more long term, there is nothing much to discuss. You will definitely clear it, and you will get a good seat also, government seat also, very much likely. But suppose you are at 200 or maybe 180 or something like that. So unless otherwise you do a really serious work, it is very difficult for us to anybody to get to maybe 500 plus marks. If that is supposed to happen, right? How are you ready for even the second one more time also? Are you ready for it? That you need to decide. Okay, you are really interested to go for it, but how realistic it is? Realistically also you need to look at, no, if not this year, can I go for next year also? That also you need to be prepared. If you are going for repetition this year, right, if it happens this year, okay, but if it is not happening, I'm ready even for next year also. That kind of mindset you should have now. Otherwise don't try long term now. Okay, those who are at 400 plus now, they can comfortably attempt it this year itself. They will get a good rank anyway, and they are very comfortable. But those who are at one less than 200 marks, you should be ready even to repeat next time also. Only then you should think about it. That's a reality. Are you really that much passionate about becoming a doctor to give one more try also later also? That you need to decide. That's where the reality comes. Having an ambition is different, but thinking about reality is also important. Wish is different, passion is different. Passion is that you can go to any extent to achieve it. So you need to check whether you have, if you have that much passion, no, then nobody will be able to stop you. Nobody will be able to stop you if you have that kind of a passion. If you don't have that kind of a passion, then it is unnecessary. You may not be able to get what you are supposed to get it. So wish is different, passion is different. Are you really passionate about to give that much of extra effort? Now this year itself, you need to work really hard. Maybe 9 hours, 10 hours per day you need to work. Are you mentally prepared for it? All right. That also you need to look at. That's a reality check that you need to work out with. And please remember, everyone is unique. Everyone is unique. I don't discriminate anybody. We personally don't, as a teacher, we are not supposed to do that. Right? Discrimination is not correct. Everyone is unique. Everyone has got their own unique talents. Every profession is unique. They have their own graces, they have their own flaws. Becoming a doctor has got its own nobility, it has got its own flaws or problems also associated with it. Similarly, if you want to become a scientist or maybe you want to become a pharmacist, maybe now you see COVID 19 people are struggling all over. If some good pharmacist is there who is able to do that research and create one good vaccine, that would have saved the world. Okay, so it's not necessary that only becoming a doctor is the most noblest thing and everything else is bad, nothing. It's nothing like that. And similarly, people who are going for doctor only, they are good. Remaining people are inferior. That's also not required. Everyone is unique. Everyone has got their own unique talents. You need to realize your own potential. So having an interest is one thing, but then looking at reality check is also very, very important. Are you following me? Up to here, are you following me? Any questions so far? This is the second stage. Second stage is very serious one. First stage is emotional. Okay, many students, what happens is just after first stage only they will commit. Then they will be hit by the reality later. Right? Initially, first 2 3 months they will be highly motivated because of the reality hit. They'll get slackened after 3 months. So again they'll start doubting their decisions and again losing their interest, and they'll become totally negative that time. They'll become repulsive, rebellious also sometimes. Whatever angst that they have in the mind, right? They will exhibit it different ways. They become really many different ways. That's adult psychology is different from adolescent psychology. Okay, especially at this age, you become really volatile because of that unnecessary pressure, which is unrealistic pressure. Okay, taking on unrealistic pressure. Having a passion is one thing, okay, having interest or wish, but passion meaning ready to take even extra work also. How much can you be driven? That is important. Okay, right, very good. That's the second stage. Go to the next stage, third stage. Third stage is going to be the final stage. Okay, you felt that you are emotionally ready, and you also felt that you are realistic to try once again. You are that much passionate about to try once again. Then you need to look at commitment to change. See, if you do the second stage properly, you know that there are certain bad habits. Some habits are there which are negative habits which are hindering you. You will realize that if you do the second stage analysis properly, there are certain bad habits. Okay, I will not dwell into so many things, but you would realize that. So a human being is nothing but collection of habits only. That's all. If you change the habits, the person will change. The person will change. The success will change. Everything will change. If you want to change the person, right? Simply change the habits of the person. You automatically the person will change. Are you committed to do the changing? Because changing is not easy. It can be very insecure, right? There are limited seats, fixed number of seats. If you are worthy, you will get selected. So it is your job to make yourself worthy of getting selected. That is a paradigm shift, we say. Paradigm meaning thinking process. Instead of keeping your life in the external environments, medical colleges are not selecting me. Some external conditions are there which is controlling me. If you feel I need to make myself better so that I can get selected, that is going to be internal. That's going to be really controlling. The second is very empowering. You feel that everything is in your hand. If you look at in the first phase, right, medical colleges need to select me. You feel that everything is outside. You don't have a control. If you feel that I need to grow myself, become better, so that people will be able to select me. Then it is internal and you feel really confident. Self confident people will do that. Self confident people will think in green color, and self doubt people will think in red color. Okay, please remember this statement. I like this statement very much. You only deserve what you make yourself worthy of. So you need to improve, that's all. Will I get a rank? Will I be selected for A category? Will I be selected for B category? If you change, if you are really good enough about it, automatically they will select it. So you need to ask, can I grow that much? Can I become that much good? So good that they'll be very happy to invite me. That kind of a mindset you need to have. So there are certain successful habits. Successful people will have certain habits. Because of that, they become successful. Are you willing to do that changes? When you do the second stage properly and list down all your mistakes, then you will know what to change in your behavior, the habits. Are you willing to do that change? And that is going to be a serious thing. How serious are you? Okay. That commitment to change is or what is going to be very important. Are you willing to change? That success habits you need to imbibe. Failure habits have to be removed and success have to be habits have to be imbibed. That's all. There's nothing else here. There's no secret recipe here. You need to change. If you do one way, you get one way answer. If you do it in a different way, you will get different answer, different solution, different result. That you need to understand. Are you willing to change? That is a very big change. And it's not about only becoming a doctor. It's about changing yourself. You are going to change in 1 year. You have to change in 1 year. You have to change yourself as a person also. Are you willing for it? Please think about it. You don't think about 1 year wastage and all. In a long run, 1 year is not a big deal. What is important is, are you willing to change that? Make a change for yourself. That is very important. This is one important quote. Albert Einstein says, I'm sure you all must be knowing about it. Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. That doesn't work, right? Yeah? Please understand that. You need to change a lot of things. Only then you can do. Somebody was asking me, sir, in 7 months, can I be successful? Yes, you can be successful. But if you are willing to change and if you make those changes, definitely you can be successful. So if you ask me, sir, can I do it in 7 months? Then I ask you back, can you do it? Can you do the whatever is necessary to do? Then you will get it automatically. There is no secret recipe here. Please understand that. Shallow men believe in luck. Strong men believe in cause and effect. Very powerful statements. See, it's whether you want to become a doctor or not, it's up to you. If you want to become a doctor, what is needed to become a doctor? So you have certain habits which are not aligned with that goal. Change the habit so that you can align yourself to that goal and do it. If you can do it, then automatically the result will follow. Becoming a doctor is a result. But you need to focus on the process. No? If the process is not proper, how can the outcome be different? Okay. Another thing, final thing. See, now I spoke to you for about 1 hour, maybe half an hour, 45 minutes. I don't know how much time I spoke to you. So you might got motivated, maybe. Yes. But that motivation is external motivation. Motivation coming from outside, right? External motivation. External motivation will last how much time? How much time will you have that external motivation? Maybe 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 10 days. But then this is a marathon, no? It's a marathon. NEET preparation is not a 1 day activity. It's not a 100-meter running race. If it's a 100-meter running race, close your eyes and give everything that you have. After completion of 100 meters, you can just fall apart and die. That's okay. Over. Process is over. But this is a marathon. You need to continuously sustain yourself. It's not going to be easy. Daily hard work is required. So if you require external motivation, it's going to be really tough. If you are inherently motivated, if you have that self drive, then you can become successful. You need a mentor who will be able to do that to you and all that. That's very important. Of course, if you decide then how to do it and all, that's a different. First of all, deciding whether to go for repetition or not, we are discussing, right? So please remember, it is a marathon. It's not like motivating you completely in one day and then go for it. It's not like that. Realistically, also, you need to think it is a long term perspective, and it is basically changing you as a person, changing your habits, changing your perspective, making you a better person. And that is going to be the process that we need to focus on. If you are good enough to become a doctor, you will automatically become a doctor. Make yourself better that way. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. Okay? Okay. I'll just wrap it up. So, total it is a three-stage process. First, you check whether you are emotionally prepared or not. Emotional fitness is important. If you are emotionally fit, only then go for second stage. If you are not enough emotionally fit or you are having a doubt about your emotional fitness, just please don't repeat. Don't even think about repeating. If you are feeling that you are emotionally fit, then go for the reality check.